how's it going? Hope you're all doing very well. Today's video is going to be a get ready with me / little mini tutorial using the Urban Decay Beached eyeshadow palette. I've had this for a little bit now and I really like it. So I wanted to show you guys it in action, and this is the look that I came up with. So let's jump into it. All right, I am just going to start applying my makeup so we can get chatting and get caught up. Wow, okay. I'm going to start off with the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glotion. This is a natural glow enhancer. This is the shade 902 Light Glow. It just gives the skin the most beautiful luminous quality to it. So I just take a little bit all over my face like this, and I just like to blend that all in using my fingers. For foundation, I'm going to take the YSL Touche Eclat All-in-One Glow Foundation. You guys, it is like 32 degrees here in Calgary today. It is super hot out. So this lightweight, light coverage, just kind of sheer foundation is exactly what I'm looking for. And then for concealer, I'm just going to take a little bit of the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Pomade, and I like to take it on a little kind of flat brush like this. But yeah, what is up, guys? Today is the first day of the Calgary Stampede. For those of you not familiar, it is kind of a big deal. People come like, oh my god, when did this all happen? But yeah, it's kind of like a big deal. It's a rodeo and a whole like cowboy type of event with horses and all that stuff. Like, wow, really great description. There's like a rodeo and there's rides and, you know, beer tents and all that kind of stuff. And it's really fun. It's basically like the biggest thing kind of that happens in Calgary throughout the year, and it's for 10 days. And it just, I don't know, the vibe of the city is so good at this time of year. People just are kind of in a good mood and all that kind of stuff. So I'm actually not going to the Stampede tonight. I went to a Stampede event a couple nights ago at Ranchman's, but yeah, I'm not going tonight. I'm actually just getting ready to go out for dinner. My aunt is in town, so my sister and I are meeting her for dinner. But during this 10 days of the year, a lot of people in the city kind of dress up like in their cowgirl, cowboy attire. And I am no exception to that rule, guys. So I am wearing a little collared shirt right here, and I'll probably wear my cowboy boots out tonight. But yeah, that is what I'm getting ready for here. Have you guys heard of the Calgary Stampede? Like, it's such a big deal for us here, but I can imagine if you're in the States, especially, you probably have never heard of it. But if you're looking for a fun reason to visit Calgary, I would highly recommend coming during the Stampede. It's always at this time of year, right at the beginning of July. I'm just setting my face a little bit using the Maybelline Fit Me powder. When I use this nice dewy foundation, I'm not trying to completely cover up the foundation. I just want to set it a little bit in place. It is so hot out, as I was saying, that I find it all just kind of melts off if it doesn't get a little added setting in there. My voice sounds like raspy. I don't know why. I feel like that's nature's way of telling me to be quiet. I'm going to use some of the Urban Decay Beached Bronzer because we're going to be using the Beached palette today, and look at how cute those look together. So I thought, of course, I need to use the bronzer. You guys know I absolutely love this bronzer. I just love the tone of it and how it applies. So I'm just putting that on my cheeks and on my forehead as well. And then I've actually really been liking lately going over top of my bronzer with more of like a shimmery type bronzer, and this one here from the Maybelline Master Bronze palette has a little bit of like a gold fleck in there, and I just like to lightly put that on just to keep that skin looking nice and glowy. I have had such a busy week, you guys. Actually, it feels like the last few months have just been crazy. Like, the fact that it's already July is just outrageous. Like, I can't even comprehend it. But yeah, just a really busy work week, but in like a good way, you know. I actually ran into one of you guys while I was working this week. I had this like national sales director guy with me on the road, so It was scary, but you were so sweet and so kind. I think your name was Kim. I'm so sorry if that was wrong. But yeah, it was so much fun running into you. And you were so sweet. I'm sorry I couldn't chat longer. It's because I had that person with me. I'm using the L'Oreal Life's a Peach blush because I cannot get enough of this thing. And I think I'm going to save the highlighter for the end actually, but I'm going to do my brows quickly using the Maybelline Total Temptation. All right, the Urban Decay Beached Eyeshadow Palette. I've had this for a while now, I'd say for a couple months, and I just love this palette. Like, even just look at the shades that are in there. There's one matte shade, one kind of satin, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shimmery shades. The pigment and like the formulation of this eyeshadow palette is phenomenal. If there's one thing I could change, I would actually make this shade like a deep matte color, just because, like I said, there's only one matte shade in here, so I do find I normally reach from other palettes to get a full look, but I just think that the shades in here are perfect for summertime, and they almost have kind of that like Western feel to them as well, which is why I thought it would be perfect for this time of year, speaking of the Stampede. So I'm going to start off my eye look first by a little zoom, by going into Daybreak, the matte shade, and putting that into my crease. I was actually thinking this eyeshadow palette would go so perfectly well with the Urban Decay Petite Heat palette, that one that Nicole Richie was promoting, but just because that had all matte shades, so I feel like it would be the perfect little complement. But you guys, I was really trying to show restraint and not get that palette, but who knows? I feel like I love this one so much that maybe I need it. And I love this shade right here. It almost is like terracotta. On the outer half of my eyelid, I'm going to take Wedge, which is the deepest brown shade. And I'm picturing just kind of like a gradient. I'm gonna put Wedge on the outside and then 16th Street on the inner part. I find these shades just have zero fallout. They go on so vibrant, like exactly what you see in the pan is how it applies to the eye, and it looks good with a brush. You can use your finger, you can wet them, but it's like not necessary. I just think that this formula is perfect. It's so good. Guys, this is the saddest moment. There was freaking black on this brush. Ugh, Kelsey! I am actually, guys, this is just real life. I'm wiping this eye off, starting again, which is not ideal. I'm kind of in a rush right now. Just reconcealing on up. That's what you get for not washing your makeup brushes as often as you should, right? Okay, just gonna get us back to this spot. And okay, we're all caught up. I'm just gonna take a little bit of my bronzer actually, because I just need a bit of a lighter shade to kind of blend out the edges up here. That terracotta matte shade called Daybreak, I absolutely love it. But for me personally, I'm so fair that it's a little bit dark for me to use on its own as a transition shade. And then, like I said, on the inner part of my eye, I'm going to use 16th Street, which is like this beautiful coppery bronze. And I just think the Wedge and the 16th Street, this guy and this guy, just mesh and blend into each other so perfectly. And then for underneath my eye, just because I am super into these two teal, the two bluey shades in the palette, I'm going to make sure I have a clean brush. And I'm going to start by taking Plunge, which is the deeper one here, and put this on the outer half of my lower lash line. And then I'm not switching brushes or anything. I'm going to go into Double Dip, which is the lighter shade. And I'm going to continue the lower lash line into the center part, into the inner corner. I'm not bringing it all the way in. I'm kind of stopping where my eyelashes end. You can see it's almost to the very inner corner, but what I'm going to do is take a clean blending brush, or I guess this is more of like a pencil brush, and I am just going to start buffing this to create a little bit more of a gradient. And I'm also going to pull the blue a little bit further in without adding more product. I also am extending the blue just ever so slightly upwards to create a little bit of like a cat eye and bring up my eye a little bit, because I'm not going to be applying eyeliner or anything, so that will kind of give that illusion. To finish off the eyeshadow, I'm going to take the shade Salt, which is this beautiful highlighting shade, and it really is, you guys, so nice because it is a satin shade, but I don't know, it gives a really nice kind of light reflection without being super shimmery, because for me personally, for my inner corner highlight or my brow bone, I don't want anything too crazy, just hitting it ever so slightly underneath my brow bone as well. I'm going to apply a generous coat of mascara and I will be right back. My foot is so asleep, you guys, like I can't even move. But this is the finished eye look. I love the way that the bronze pairs with the little pop of blue underneath. It's a little bit different, but still super wearable. So I'm going to do my highlighter now. I'm going to go back to an oldie. Well, it's not even that old actually. I think I got this last year, but it's so beautiful and metallic and pretty. This is the Lancome dual finish highlighter in Sparkling Peach. I'm just gonna take a little bit on this brush here. And then to finish off for lips, I'm going to take the L'Oreal, one of these balms in, it's a color Reshine in Luminous Coral. Because coral and blue / teal, just no better combination. Alright guys, so that's the finished look. I hope you enjoyed seeing this palette in action. I know I've had a few questions about the palette. So basically, I love it. I think it's such a great palette. The formula is incredible. I don't like that it's limited edition, but if these are shades that appeal to you, I think you would get a lot of use out of it. I've been using it a ton, so I really do think that this palette is awesome. I hope it's still available. I'm assuming it is, but anyways, that's everything for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're in Calgary, if you're going Stampede, I hope you have a really great time and that you're very safe. And I hope everyone has a really great weekend. See you in my next video. Bye.